Hi, this is Justin Gordon. I've got the Rails on Maui blog. I'm going to show you today how to update Octopress. Over on the Octopress Dogs updating site, we've got the basic instructions here to update an Octopress site. My website, my blog, is based on Octopress and it is hosted on GitHub. So here are the instructions I'll do. Let's follow along these instructions. And I'm going to show you how the diffing tool inside RubyMine can help us with the conflicts. So I'm doing the first command and I've got a few conflicts. Let's go over to RubyMine and let's see if it can help us out. Inside of RubyMine, I can see the files in red are the ones that have conflicts. It's a lot easier to do this in RubyMine than some other tools. So I go to RubyMine and I go to Git and I say resolve conflict. So RubyMine shows me the different files with the conflicts. I click on the merge button. And then here I can see my local changes. These are the changes that I made locally in my own environment. I can see the changes from the server. This is what's in the official Octopress version. And here's the merge result. This is what the git command did. So I'm going to pick the changes on the left, or I could pick the changes on the right. I'm going to go with the changes on the left because that has my gem set. So I pick that, and there I go. I've got that file done. So I hit apply. Now I've only got 2 files left in here. Let's hit merge on the second one. Over on the second one, I could see some other changes that were made. In this case, I'm just going to click on the arrows on the right-hand side to merge those files, to take everything from the server version. The other way I could do this is I could hit cancel, and I could just say accept theirs. Let's take a look at the gem file lock. If I hit merge on this one, I can show you what happens when I hit auto resolve. If I hit auto resolve, I can see where any changes might be. Both I and the change from the server both updated the R discount gem, for example. Let's take a look at what happens when I do the gem file lock file. I hit merge, and there's a fair number of changes in both files. The blue lines, as you can see, are changed, these are things that are changed from here to over there. The green ones are ones that are added. The red ones are a conflict. If I hit the auto merge button, this button right here, apply all non-conflicting changes, we'll see all the green and blue disappears, but we're still left with the red. Right now, here we have a couple of changes in red. Sometimes when a change is modified in both places, it still shows up as a conflict. What I really want to do is I just want to take the gem versions from the server. In order to do that, I hit cancel. And then what I'll do is I'll say accept theirs. Now for the rake file, the changes are a little more complicated. In the rake file changes, I made a fair number of changes to the rake file to customize my own environment because I'm using org mode. For example, I don't want to change my deploy default push and master because that's just the way I've got it configured right now with GitHub, so that makes no sense to change. I can hit auto resolve and I'll see what, I'll apply all the non-conflicting changes. I can scroll through real quick and notice these little color indicators on the right. It's showing me some of the changes. For example, here I've got some green stuff that got added with the server version. Here's some more stuff that got added. And then down below, we've got some stuff that was added in both places. So if I wanted to, for example, I could do a auto apply non-conflicting changes. This is now saying that all changes have been processed. Would you like to save changes and finish merging? Let's not save yet. The reason why is I want to inspect and make sure that the auto merge happened correctly. Now the best way to do that is I want to look at the difference between my local file and the merge file. So we've got these handy buttons up on top. This is really cool. Here I can see the left and the right pane. I can see the left and the center pane contents from the merge. So what this is that I've got the merge result and I've got my local changes. So if I'm looking through here, I'm seeing that we've got a few lines that were added right there. For example, notice that my configuration lines are not different at this point. There were some lines up at the top that were configuration, for example. And now I'm going to compare the two on the center and the right. So what this says is going to be the difference between the merge result and the changes from the server. So here I can see I'm keeping my changes. Now I'm comparing what's on with the merge result, and I'm comparing the changes from the server. I'll be able to see what I've changed from the defaults versus what the latest code is in the Octopress release. Over here on the left, I got some settings for my GitHub deploy, and I've got some settings here because I'm using org mode mixed in with Octopress. I can hit F7 and I can iterate through the changes. Again, this change here, this begin HTML, that's for org mode. That's all good. What I'm doing is I'm looking for any changes that are in the Octopress branch and did not get put in the merge result. So what I've basically showed you is that there's 3 handy diffing tools that enable us to see the difference between the local changes in the merge result or the merge result and the changes from the server, and that makes it really easy to handle these conflicts. So when I'm done with this, I hit apply, and boom, I can see that I got no more conflicts. Then what I could do is I could click on one of these files, I can hit Command D, go through these files, and I could quickly scroll through and see what's changing and what's different. So here's the style sheet. So by looking at these diffs, I can actually see what Octopress upgraded. Go to the next file, Octopress added that. Go to the gem file, I can see what Octopress changed. So that covers the first step of handling an Octopress upgrade. So I did the git pull Octopress master, and that's what caused me to get the merge conflicts. Then I'll do a bundle install, and then I'm going to do a rake update source. Now I'm going to do rake update source, and then I'm going to do rake update style. Now I'm going to do rake generate. Let's see if we can see any difference. Here's my website. Looks pretty much the same, so I think the upgrade went basically correctly. Here's a section about me. If you ever get a chance, click on the About, and it's about my life here in Maui and how I'm a telecommuter from Maui, and here's my nice little setup. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.